Changing your client's viewer experience should be quick and efficient. It has now become possible for your client to go to their local retail store where a dedicated salesperson will guide and oversee the decoder and installation service. The client is happy as there will be no hidden installation costs associated with this service. All is done conveniently from a local retail store. In-store, the client will be guided through a quick questionnaire in which their details are taken. This will include the client's name, surname, address, and whether it's a single or a double-story home, how many decoders need to be installed and where. Immediately after the questionnaire is completed, the system prints out the cost of the materials needed to do the installation. This printout is automatically processed by the system on completion of the questionnaire. The system is constantly updated with changes in the price of materials. 500 Rand of this cost will be subsidized to the client, which means that any costs above that can be then conveniently paid in-store by the client. Once the payment is done, the client's information and questionnaire details are received by the service provider, who will automatically send out a bid to all the installers in the area. The first installer that responds and is available will be called out to do the installation. The installer will then take the necessary materials needed to the client's house. Should the installer realize that he or she does not have enough material for the job, the VeryPoint system can be used to order new stock where the installer will just pick it up from the closest depot or the broadcaster's store. The system can also work out how much material the installer has and notify him or her to reorder. The installer proceeds to call the client and sets up a time and date that is convenient for the client. Before going out to the client's house, another call from the installer to the client will ensure that the client is ready to proceed with the installation at the discussed time. Upon arrival, the installer is presentable and appropriately dressed. Moreover, has a friendly and professional manner whilst dealing with the client, their home and belongings. Once the installation is complete, the VeryPoint system will be used to verify that the installation has in fact been successful by verifying the installer ID, the decoder serial number, signal strength, picture quality, GPS coordinates, and that the aerial has been installed correctly. A photo of the aerial is also taken, and all this information is uploaded to a cloud portal for the broadcaster to access the aggregated information. After all these factors have been verified and the installer submits the information, it is received by the service provider, who immediately sends an SMS to the client asking if the installation process was satisfactory. If the client's answer is no, the installer is contacted so that the issue can be resolved. If the answer is yes, all payments are released to all parties involved. The value of this demographically and location-based data service to the broadcaster is immense. Apart from advertising revenue that will increase due to more accurate audience knowledge, the broadcaster itself will be able to use this information to tailor its own marketing strategy towards a specific audience.